Okay, I'm always shocked when it actually works. Okay, so I'm going to be checking the lighting here for just a sec, so kind of stay with me, stay here, but I'm going to be moving around just a little bit so I can get this so that it's not. I feel like I've got angels descending on me. Okay, is anybody there? I should ask that. I'm going to be quiet here for just a minute so I can get my lighting figured out. It's not quite what I was hoping for. Janet, you're here. Sandy, you're here. Thank you. Do you see what I got going on here, though? I got to figure that out. Give me a second. I have really good lighting so that when I sew, that it lights the whole room up. But that's not always good when you want to film something. So I think this is a little bit better set up. I feel like I can see you good, and hopefully you can see me, and you can hear me right. Why isn't that one coming on? Okay, that's all right. I can do it this way. Haha, Brienne, you're here, clear from Florida. Yay. Hey, Laura and Donna. I love it. Our weather this morning is hot compared to what we've had. So I'm feeling the heat. But I think we've got it. I think we've got it. So my dear sweet husband last night, because yesterday I had to put up light blockers in the and it washed everything out. And my dear sweet husband came in and says, I can fix that. I can make it so it works. So he put blinds up last night, and he was working on it till 10 o'clock last night. He put totally blocking blinds. So it's when those are down, the lights are off. This room is black. So I had the lights on for a minute, but they gave me this streaming from heaven look. Maybe that's what I need to be, just streaming from heaven. I don't know. Anyway, so I have adjusted a few things, and I think we're okay. I think I'm ready to roll. Let me make sure that my machine is ready. I hate to turn it on too quickly because when I do, it shuts itself off, right? We got Donnie. How do I, is it Donnie? Am I saying that right? And we have Heidi Todd and Barbara Sharp. Barbara, you're saying that you don't have sound, but yet I think some of you are hearing me. Is that correct? Yeah. So I wanted to do a silly promo next week, and I've been working on this because I thought this will be so fun. And I've been looking for someone to do it with me. And finally, last night, my husband said, I could do it with you. And I said, well, I think I would like a woman to relate to the customers a little bit better. So I don't know. So Alice says that they are finally going to see some sun today. Mm. So Donnie, am I saying that right? You have a W, and I'm not sure if that's silent or if I should pronounce that. Tell me. So Lynn is in sunny Florida, and Kim Yanko is here. Bring them on camera. I'm not sure if you want to see my blinds. Okay, I'm going to give you another preview of what he did for me. And by the way, you see that right up there? That's my loft. That is chock full of just samples. Am I going the right direction? Yes, I am. There we have the light blocking blinds. So now I can be over here and not have the sun shining right in my face, because it would be right now. All right, I think we're ready to go. I'm so excited. Actually, let me show you that I did finish the Serger project yesterday. This is what it is. It's a little tote, and these little strips of fabric are put together. I'm kind of excited. This is an easy one, so a good one to start with. So we're going to be doing this one in our serger part. I cannot wait to get all that stuff ready to go and present it to you. And we're going to have fun. We're going to learn things. We're going to do things. I love it. You know, those Monday nights when we sewed together every week, that was the best night of the week for me. Loved it. Yep. My husband did that for me. I am so appreciative of him. I've got to remind him not to walk in while we're filming, though. Have you ever been filming or watching a Zoom class and somebody walks behind the camera? Sometimes it's not so good, right? All right, let's get on with our project. Okay, today is project on the 10s. That means it's going to be on the 10th of the month, even though the 20th is Sunday. I actually have an appointment on Monday at 10, so I couldn't do it Monday. So we're doing it today. So when it falls on the weekend, we'll either have it on Friday or Monday. And I'll have a project, and it's going to be an easy project, just something quick that you can just, I'm done, right? That's what we want to do. And we'll do it on the 10th, on the 10, 20, and 30 at 10 o'clock in the morning. So there you have it. I'm not going to forget, right? And I've got a few lined up for you, so I'm kind of ready to go. But this is what we're going to be making today. This is just a little zipper pouch. Now you can make it big, you can make it small, but it has a zipper. You're going to love it if I can remember how to do it. And on the back, I have just used a scrap. You know how you do the Biani bags and you have all that soft and stable inside of your project and it's quilted in? That's what I used for the back. I just used scraps. So I just cut it out of the back, and now I've got it nice and squishy, soft and stable. The one I'm going to do today to demo with, I've got fusible fleece in it, and that works too. All right, let's get started. Let me tell you what you need. So my machine did shut off. Hi, Catherine. Heidi. You're freezing up there? You're still cold? Well, we're going to start getting warmer. I know that we've even snowed into June before here. So I hope that doesn't happen this year, but you never know. My lilacs just start blooming. I've got a whole fence of lilacs. They just start blooming and then it freezes. They're gone. All right, so what you're going to need is you'll need four, I'm looking at a circle and saying square. You'll need 4 circles of any size. Any size, it doesn't even matter, as long as your zipper can go clear across. All right? I want to show you a quick and easy way to cut circles. Now this one, I already had this one cut out. I think I cut it with a circle cutter, so I'm going to show you what that is. Okay, you want to see? Because I love this. And then we're going to get into the project too. And by the way, here is some extra fabric I have left over from one of my Biani bags. So it's all quilted, all ready to go. I'm just waiting for a project to use it in. And this would be a good one to use it in. All right, I'm going to toss that. See, I just toss things. I just throw them to the side. Okay, I want to show you what the circle cutter is. I have had this for a really long time. I love it. And this is a circle savvy ruler. Right there, that's what it says. And all these creative grids, they have this little barcode, so you can scan that in and actually see what you can do with this ruler. But you can see that this is just a quarter of the size. Hey, I like this lighting. This is good. So I'm going to show you how you get a full circle out of this piece right here. Okay, it's got really good instructions on it, but let me show you how that. I'm going to show you with just a piece of paper. I'm going to point this down here. All right, so here I have my circle cutter, and you can see that there is, now if I wanted to have, let me move over here to the even numbers. If I wanted to have a 5-inch circle, there is my 5-inch line. That looks pretty small, but wait till you see right here, there is a fold line, and it's written right on the folder, or I mean, excuse me, on the template. So what I need to do with my fabric, now remember I'm using paper, but this would be fabric. I'm going to fold it in half and then fold it again. So then I have a fold and a fold, okay? So it's going to tell me to line those folds up on the fold line. And here I go. Let me get my stiletto so I can move that a little bit. All right, so I want to line my fold of my fabric right up on the folds of this template. I'm not going to go too crazy on this because I'm just going to show you how to use it. And then I take my rotary cutter and whatever size I decide that I want, and say I was going to go, let's do a 6, because actually the one I'm going to do today is a 6. I'm just going to take my rotary cutter and I'm going to cut right here. Now it may look like I'm close to my hand, I'm really not. All right, I can either use my rotary cutter to cut with, or I can take a pencil in there and draw a line if I'd rather just have a line. So either way works, but having that rotary cutter, I want you to see how slick that is. There you go. There is a perfect 6-inch circle right there. Don't you love that? I love that. Yeah, Alice, another ruler to add to your collection. This one I use a lot, but I don't use it every day. But I tell you, when you need it, if you want perfect circles, who likes to cut around anything? Nobody likes to do that. So if you can get a perfect circle, the only problem with it is it only goes up to, I think, 15 and a half is the biggest it goes. So on this side, it's got the 1/2 inches. On this side, it's got the full inches. And right here, notice we have all these wonderful markings. If we needed to fussy cut something, it can be done. I really, really love this ruler. It has saved me a lot of time. And you couldn't get a more, I mean, if I were cutting that by hand or even tracing it by hand, I would end up with maybe an egg shape. It would not be a circle. Okay, enough about that. Let me put that guy away. All right, so let me go back to what we've got going on over here. And I'm going to I'm actually going to post a PDF on the Facebook group today, so that right after we finish here today, so that you can see exactly what we're going to do with it. All right, so here is the one I did yesterday, and there's my zipper in it. And so I'm going to use the other end of my zipper today. So we're going to talk about a little how to make this zipper work. So notice that I cut the head off because it's over here. I didn't have another head, right? I had to go get another head. I didn't have another yellow one, so I just picked one, and this is just a sample, so I'm not going to go too crazy with it. But let's talk about zippers for a minute. All right, here's my zipper. And this helps if you ever break a zipper and you think, oh no, now what am I going to do? I love being able to fix my zippers. Well, you know I love zippers. All right, this is an easy thing to do because when I finished there, all I had was this left. I wanted to use it again. Got me another zipper head out. The only catch is you need to use the same brand of zipper head as you do zipper. It only works with the same brands. I have cut a little bit of my teeth out on one side, and I've got my zipper facing up. So it's the bumpy side is on top, the flat side's on back. Okay. Now I'm going to put the rounded part of my zipper. Don't you love this? I'm going to put the rounded part of my zipper. I did this so many times yesterday, it might be a little worn down inside there. And I'm just going to slide it on. That's really easy to do, right? Because it just slides on. Now, where I cut my teeth out, I'm going to slide that right in. And I want to have the ends right up here to be even. So I'm going to, but the reason I need to have the teeth cut off is that I need to put that teeth into it so it's fitting into it and I still have something to hang on to back here. Once I hang on to it, I slide that zipper on. Do you see how easy that was? Now I can use this zipper again. But the catch is on this one, and these are just some circles that I happen to have already cut for another project, it's a little tight. So if I had the zipper head down here, it would get in the way of my foot. So I'm just going to slide that zipper head right off. And I'm going to install this zipper without my zipper head on. And then I'm going to put my zipper on after I've got them put together. Okay, what you're going to need for this project, you will need 4 round circles. These, I believe, are about as sinks. I already had these cut for another project some time ago, so I just wanted to reuse what I had. This one right here was done at a 5. And I like this size. This size I'm not sure I'm going to like that much. So, but you know, try it. And you can even go smaller if you want to. This is really a nice size. And then I have 2 more right here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. The 2 that are going to be next to the zipper are going to be folded in half and pressed. All right? That's going to go with my zipper. Then I have a zipper tab. This one is going to be 3 inches by 2 inches. I will fold it in half and press it, then open it up, and you'll see this done a lot with straps. Fold the edges to the center, press them, then fold it back in half and press it. That gives me about a 1/2 inch right there. I've got about a 1/2 inch strip. And I started out with a 2-inch strip. So it works out pretty nice. I'm going to top stitch both sides on that one. And this right here, on one of them, I put fusible fleece on the outside. Now, it doesn't matter which one I put it on. And I wasn't going to do this at first, but I thought this one is a little bigger. I wanted to have more stability to it. And unlike this one, I don't have the soft and stable in it. And I kind of like this one. I think I'm going to make more with that other piece that I showed you a minute ago. So I put fusible fleece in just to see how this one works. All right, what I want to do here, I'm going to slide those together a little bit better. I'm going to seal the edges. Now you don't have to do this, but if I were using soft and stable, I would definitely seal the edges. But I don't want to have any wrinkles or anything going on here. So I'm going to sew right around here just to keep those 2 fabrics together. And I'm going to top stitch on this one. All right, and then I'm going to put my zipper in and put it all together. And you'll see once you sit down to do this, it will only take you 10 minutes. All right, so I'm over here at my sewing machine. Boy, that light is bright under there. Don't you love this, Destiny? Great bright lights. Need the bright lights. Got to have my stiletto. I really don't sew anything without my stiletto in my hand. That's just one of those habits I have. I love it. And I'm just doing an 1/8 inch top stitch down both sides of this. And I'll get the camera closer in just a minute. This is not really an important part. And I'm simply just going to stitch around the outside. If I miss a little bit, I don't care. I'm just sealing the edges on this. And by sealing the edges, meaning I am not sewing a 1/4 inch because I don't want the stitching to show. All right, so there's my outside. I'm ready to go on that. Now I'm going to put my zipper in. Because I'm using this method where I am not actually, I'm going to move down here where it's maybe not as bright, where I'm not actually sewing the zipper in a traditional way. I am going to put it in on a folded edge like this. Then I want to put it over the top. A lot of times when you're sewing it the traditional way, you'll put it in this way, sew it down, then flip it over and top stitch. But I'm going to do my top stitch as almost my final step. So to keep that in line, I like to use this double-sided tape. And I'm going to put it right on my fabric. So today's Friday. You guys have any great plans? It's date night, right? Okay, I'm going to put that on there. I've had my tape and I've had it out for a really long time. Sometimes it doesn't want to stick as well. It's a little harder for me to peel off. But it's still sticky. Okay, I'm just going to line this up anywhere in here. All right, that looks pretty good. And now I'm going to do a top stitch right along there, right along the edge of my fold. Then I'm going to do another stitch about 1/4 inch on my fabric from the zipper. That will give me a double layer. I'll show you how I have that right here. A double layer of stitching. That will also encase the back side of the zipper in my fabric. If I just had one stitching, that would work out. That's okay. But I want to have 2 layers. I want to make sure I've got that about where I want it. Okay, that's what I'm going to do next. And after I put the zipper in, then let me tone down those lights just a little. It's going to be so dark in here. I can't turn them all the way off. I've still got to be able to see. Are you okay with that? And I'm going to put my zipper foot on. You don't often see me put my zipper foot on because I like to put zippers on without the zipper foot. But here I did. And I'm going to go in my left-hand position. And now remember, I want to be sewing just on... Okay, let me see if I want to do it this way instead. I want to be sewing just on the fold. So I might have to adjust my needle just a little bit to make sure that I'm just hitting that fold. I want to go over one more. Every time I bump that needle over, it's going to move it 1 millimeter. And because I want this to be nice and straight, I'm going to go a little slower, which is not something I do well. I just want to make sure I get me a nice top stitch there. And while I've got it set just where I want it to be, I'm going to put it on the other side. So I don't have to move my needle around twice. I love this double-sided tape. If you've used this before, you love it too, I know. Because I'm a pinner. But when I use this tape, I don't have to pin. And like I say, it's kind of dark in here. You guys can probably see a lot better than I can. And my tape is not young. It's an older roll of tape, as you can see, because it's almost gone. Okay, I want to make sure that I line up these 2 circles so that they're across from each other and about the same width away from that zipper. Okay, I think I'm pretty good there. I'm going to sew that down. Now I'm going to switch my zipper foot off, and I'm going to put my regular foot back on. Do any of you know what this little spring is right here? This is my J foot on my Destiny. In Janome, I think it's called the A foot. But that little spring right there makes it so you can go up over humps like a seam in a Levi. It makes it so you can go up over it and not lose traction with your feed dogs underneath. Kind of a cool thing, huh? All right, so I put that back on. I'm going to move my needle accordingly. So I'm about 1/4 inch away from, I'm going to go on this side because I know that's 1/4 inch. And I'm going to be landing right on the edge of the zipper. It's going to be about 1/4 inch away from the center or the fold. Well, not quite away, not quite 1/4 from the fold. But that's right where I want it to be. Perfect. And because I'm using white thread, you can really tell where my stitches are. All right, there I go. I've got me a wonderful circle with a zipper in it. Well, actually, it's just zipper tape. There's no zipper in it. So let's make sure that we can get that zipper in there. I'm going to do that next. Because if I don't put that zipper head on, then I'm not going to have a zipper head on it at all. So I'm going to pop those apart. Wouldn't that be sad if I couldn't get it now? I've got that zipper all put in there. There we go. All right, remember, I've got this one right here with the teeth cut off. And this was hard for me to remember when I first started learning how to do this. I thought, do I cut the teeth off? Do I cut the tape off? It's the teeth. The teeth you want to have out. And you can decide sometimes you'll need a little bit more than other times. I'm going to slide. Now you guys probably don't have to do this, but because I'm using an older zipper, I have to. There, I've got it on there, the rounded side on. And I'm going to slide this one up in. Now I want to get it, remember I want to have these straight across from each other, so I need to make sure my zipper tape is even at the top there. So I need to move that head back a little bit. And I want to get that zipper tape even. So that's pretty even, and it looks like I'm going to be even down here. I'm going to slide that on. And there I go. I've got my zipper on. Now the next thing I have to do is that I want to decide which one I want to have on the outside. So I'm going to put right sides together. So I'm going to open my zipper up. I'm going to put right sides down. Now these circles started out to be the same size, but because I put a zipper in there, this side is going to be a little bigger than the other side. So what I want to do is flip it over so that when I sew it down, I can see exactly where this side is, and I'm going to sew it. I'm going to kind of center that on there, and I'm going to sew around using this as my guide, this part. But I need to put this zipper tab in there, and I'm going to put it right where my zipper comes together, right here. So you can see my zipper is opening a little bit. I'm going to shut that together. I'm going to line up the raw edges with, in fact, I'm going to have a little bit poking out so I can see where it's at. And I am actually going to pin that down only because I don't want that zipper tape coming apart. And I'm going to double check it to make sure my zipper is together. I like nothing less than having a zipper that's spread apart. And when I get to that, I'm going to be able to hold on to that with my stiletto too. All right, I'm going to pin this in a few places just to keep it so it doesn't move on me. And it looks like I have decided by default, because I just did it, that that's going to be my outside. So I have my right sides together. Has it been 10 minutes yet? Hate to make you guys go over. Okay, now I'm just going to do a 1/4 inch seam all the way around. You're ready for this? Boy, that's a bumpy ride. Okay. And I'm going to start where my zipper is. And I'm actually going to sew around it twice. And I want to make sure that my little tab is in there. Mine was a little crooked. I'm going to straighten it. I don't want my tab or my zipper to become I can't talk and do it at the same time. I don't want them to separate, so I'm going to really look at those carefully. All right, I am ready to roll. And when I'm going over my zipper, I'm going to go a little slower. Even though it's a nylon zipper, I've broken needles going over zippers. And my guide is going to be the smaller circle, which is the outside, the back. I'm going to go over the zipper again. can see this being a handy little coin purse. Or you could put it on a lanyard, or you could hook it inside your bag. If you just need to have somewhere to keep something, maybe your house keys. I'm going to go around this twice. Okay, there I go. All right, now I have it all in place. I am ready to roll on this. But the next thing I have to do is that I need to cut that down so that when I open it and press it, it's going to lay flat. So I'm just going to use my pinking shears. If you would like to sit and cut that, maybe you don't have pinking shears and you want to just cut little lines all the way around it, about 1/4 inch apart, that works too. And this part with my tab, that is really, I don't want to cut my arm off. Yeah, I might cut my arm off here. I'm going to skip over that for a minute. Maybe I'll cut it in layers. That's a lot to cut. And pinking shears have never been known to be the sharpest scissors in the deck, right? I have a hard time getting good pinking shears. And these are pretty good ones. And the reason I'm pinking it is it will help that lay flat. Here we are at a tough spot again. Okay, made it. All right, have a mess. And now I'm going to clip that with my big girl scissors, just because there's so much bulk there. Okay, if we've done it right, it's going to be great. If we haven't done it right, we'll do it again. But I guess maybe you should double check on this side to make sure you've caught all the layers in it. Looks like I have. Turn this right side out. You know what we call this in the business? We call this birthing the bag. Because when you've got a really big bag and you pull it through that little opening, it's really satisfying. Okay, I'm just going to roll all those edges out. And I'm going to give it a good press. And that is ready to go. So you can see all the different things that you can do with this. If you're driving your bike, you can hook this on the side and carry important things in it. There I go, and I am done. So on this one, I have put a little hook on it. So I can hook it on something if I want to. And I can see this different sizes. You can make all sorts of sizes, one for each one of your granddaughters or grandsons. It's not just a female thing, I tell you. Guys like these just as much as girls do. So there you have it. That's our project for today. All done. And that didn't take very long. So what I'll do is when I finish this, I will post a PDF on our Facebook group, and then you can have, and they're just notes. It's not like an official pattern with pictures. It's just notes that I took while I was writing it down. If I don't write things down and make notes, I can't remember what day to get up. I have a real hard time that way. All right. Does anybody have any questions on that before I let you go? How long we've been going? Oh, 30 minutes. Tina, it's so fun to have you guys talk. Oh, Tidy says, I have been loving my pinking shears. Oh, that brand. I don't know what brand. Mine are probably just Fiskars. Yep, they are. They're expensive and it's hard to find good ones. So if you find a good one, stick with it. KAI pinking shears are the best to use. Well, okay. You could serge it. You could. You definitely could, Tina. And I was so happy to see yesterday that everybody, oh yeah, Cheryl said great for teens and their earbuds. Great for me and my earbuds. Because I keep losing those darn things. Yes, I like to use, Tana, I like to use that zipper tape, and I call it zipper tape because that's all I use it for. I use it all the time, and especially when I'm serging. If you're going to be, because you can't really use pins when you serge. I still do some ways, but, and the Wonder Clips are great, but they're so big and bulky. They get in my way. Um, Kimberbell tape. Kimberbell tape isn't double-sided. So if you wanted to use Kimberbell tape, Alice, you could use it on the top. Then you'd have to rip it off, and you could do that. Definitely you could. Oh, someone asked how I cut the teeth out. I just cut them out with a pair of scissors. That's all I did. So um, this is what I did right here, and I simply cut it. You can't see that. I just, oh, find the camera. All right, find the camera. Let's do it this way. So all I did was just cut the teeth like that and just cut them out. And that's how I cut the teeth out. I just used my regular scissors. Nothing special, nothing fancy. Yep. Okay. A glue stick, yeah. I've used glue sticks before too. Very good. Oh, Alice, you're right on top of it. I don't have someone here doing that for me, so thank you. I use the 1/4" double-sided tape. I do. And I have so many of them. I have so much of it, I won't have to buy any for a really long time. I think I've got one giant roll and then another small roll, so I've got plenty. So I don't even know what kind they are. All right, I'm just seeing if there's any questions that I need to do. Janet says they have thunderstorms. I haven't seen a good thunderstorm in a long time. I love thunderstorms. I just think they're great. One day, and I think a little bit differently about it now, last summer, Heidi, I'd love to see your comedy of errors with your zipper install the other day. Last summer, we had a thunderstorm going on. I love the sound of thunder and I love to watch it and count between. I really love it. I don't like it at night when I'm home alone. I don't like that at all. But in the day, it's really kind of exciting. So we have these big trees in our backyard and the patio's underneath. And I thought, I'm just going to go sit and watch the storm roll through. And as I was sitting out there, the thunder was getting closer. It was getting louder. But all of a sudden, one cracked, right, and all the hair stood up, scared me so bad I thought I'm gonna get zapped. I ran in the house as fast as I could, and that shook me up for a while. I tell you, it was a little crazy. Um, the hard part about reading your comments is I'm reading them backwards, so I'm reading sometimes the answer before I find out what the question is. Okay, I think I've gone to the beginning. So I didn't see anything new that we hadn't answered already. If you guys think that I've missed something, I would love to tell you about it. Janet, enjoy that thunderstorm. Unless they get crazy and wild, and they can be really dangerous. All right. I think we have hit the end. Oh, will you guys post your projects, please? Not only post them on this group, but post them on your Facebook group, your Facebook, and tag Sew with Barb as a hashtag. And I'm going to go out and look at every one of them. I love it. I want to see what you do with it. I like what Monica said. You could do a 10-minute project on the 10th, a 20-minute project on the 20th, and a 30-minute one on the 30th. Well, even though we've been on air for 37 minutes, this project doesn't take that long. We just talked a lot, and we talked about zippers. We talked about rulers. So where do you buy extra zipper pulls? When I buy my zippers, I always buy a package of zipper pulls, and I actually buy them on Amazon. And I buy a lot. I have bins and bins. I'm going to show you my bins of zippers. I think you'll be able to see them right up there on the shelf. See those bins? Those are all zippers, different sizes. So I go from a 14 up to a 28. And I have handbag zippers. No, actually, I have zipper by the roll that I love. They're a heavier zipper, and I use them in handbags a lot. I like zippers. I think one day I spent $150 just on zippers in the store, and it was a wonderful day. It was a great day. All right, any other questions? I'm out. What are you going to do this weekend? Going to make lots of little zipper bags? I hope so. I hope you enjoy them. I hope you love them. And if you have ideas for these 10-minute projects, let me know, because we can definitely put them in here. I think I need to have Kaya come on and show us how to do an invisible zipper. I don't do invisible zippers. I don't know how to. They scare me. Who wants to be scared of a zipper? So I'm going to have Kaya come on one day and show us how to do invisible zippers. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me today. It's been fun. I love it. I'm so excited for the next one. Not sure what next week is going to bring. I'm hoping that I have more projects to show you. And we are going to probably have a section of sewing projects and a section of serger projects. I want to tackle both at once. So we'll see how that goes. We're getting all of the background stuff set up, but it might take a couple of weeks if you guys are patient enough to wait with me. But I appreciate you. Yeah, my granddaughter is amazing, Alice. I hope she watches this, because we do talk about her. Yes, I love it. I love to. Hey, Karen says go to Epcot. Oh, are you going to Epcot? I heard Epcot is closing. Now, Brianne, you worked at Disneyland or Disney World. Is Epcot closing? Because we were hoping to get there this summer. Yeah, this room used to be my daughter's bedroom. And I didn't change the paint color when I moved in. But I really quite like it, so I'm going to leave it here. Well, have a great weekend, everybody. I am so glad you have joined me, and so thankful that this is making a go of it. And I'm really excited about it. And until we run out of ideas, I'm going to keep going. Okay. So thanks for joining me. Thanks for sticking with me, and post your pictures. I want to see them. Hashtag Sew with Barb. I want to see it. I want to see it out there. Let's get more people to join us. We need more friends, right? I love having more friends, and I've loved having you guys here. It's so fun to get to talk with you again today. Thanks so much. I'll see you later.